Dude, that's crazy. So myself and Michael are out bear hunting this week and kind of just got into the vicinity where we can start hunting. We've never been here before, so we've done some e-scouting, and this area we're in is very heavily roaded, and my one question was which roads are even going to be open when we get here. And it didn't take long before our road that we were driving in is gated, so now we're trying to figure out what to do. I have so many spots that I've pinned all throughout this area that are glassing points I thought we might be able to get our truck up higher and glass off of, but so since it's the first evening, we gotta decide, maybe just cruise around, see what roads are open and where we can get, because these roads are kind of nice. Some of them, with them being closed, could be pretty good for bear hunting, closed roads, so it's probably might be in our benefit that a lot of these are closed, but it'd be good to know which spots are closed and which ones are open. So a little recon today, but man, weather's beautiful. As Montana residents here in Montana, we get over-the-counter bear tags, and non-residents also get over-the-counter bear tags. And a lot of people who travel to Montana from out of state that are non-residents to come bear hunting every spring, I guess this is kind of similar. We're almost in the same shoes as them, being never hunting this area before, so kind of just learning the land, and I'm contemplating checking the other road, seeing what that does, and if that's all gated up, either going from there or come back here to go in. So that's what we're gonna go figure out right now. Starting to think that this is gonna kind of be the theme of this week, is closed roads. So all these roads that I keep looking at, I'm just gonna go in with the assumption that they're closed. Side gate. They're like, yeah, you can walk in here. Anywhere over here, this might be our road that we want to walk and check out a little bit. You can see another closed road, and I think this one's going to get us into a pretty good vantage if we walk it a little ways and get into some prime glassing for the evening. So we're going to go off this road, find a good vantage, take a seat, and wait for the bears to show up. So we're about a mile in on this road, and every bend I go around, I keep telling Michael, once we get around this corner, we'll be able to glass some decent open hillsides, but I don't know what it is. On the maps, it looks like you could totally glass it, but it's like just gradual enough, and like the trees are tall enough, I guess, that we have not been able to get to a point where we can actually look over a lot of country. So that's unfortunate, but my only guess is to just go higher and eventually be able to look in to something. So we're just gonna keep poking around until we get a good view of something. worthy of sitting over a little while. Go down here, see if we can get any view. So yeah, I think we're just gonna keep moving along until we hit that spot. You can really see a lot.
That's like our first animal sighting of the day.
Drove to the top of this hill. Told Michael, dude, we're gonna get to the top, and the views, they're gonna be so great. They're not that great. No luck on the bears tonight. I wouldn't even really say we didn't have luck finding bears. We didn't have luck really finding the hunting ground we were hoping to find. So tomorrow we're gonna hike into some of the closed roads we found earlier this morning, and those should be good. The first gate we hit this morning that we left, that gate tomorrow, we're gonna hike in there and get to some good glassing. So now we're just chilling, watching these bulls, and then we'll drive down the road a ways and find a place to sleep for the night. So we'll get back after it tomorrow. Ooh, that's hot. I was gonna burn my face off.
You'll just have to teach me how to do it.
We're back at this gate and we're gonna hike in, and the goal is to get up to a spot up here that we can overlook some ridges behind us that have some good open hillsides that a bear should hopefully feed through there some point today. So we're gonna start hiking and find us a glassing knob. Now the climb begins. All right, we made it up. We did the good steep bushwhack up to this next level of closed road. Fingers are crossed that we get around this bend. The drainages on the other side got scattered timber, and will be an advantage to where we can glass into them. Because the goal is to hopefully find a good spot that we could see a lot of country, and we'll finally just actually sit down for a while and look for bears. So far we've been hunting for a spot to hunt bears. So hopefully we could start hunting bears here shortly.
That is not what you want to see.
All right, so we finally found a nice little overlook. This spot's pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff, good looking stuff right there that if a bear popped out anywhere down below us, we could shoot right from here. Otherwise, anything up there, could run around that road and try to make a play on it. You could see a lot of good stuff from here, so we're happy about that. The funny thing is though,
He just drove by in the frame.
oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the funny thing. We get back here, we're huffing it all the way up these closed roads. I never saw a road down there that had a gate that wasn't open, and we get up to the glassing point and a car is just driving this road. So I don't know how that guy got in here. I'm not too worried about it. I mean, it kind of sucks knowing that the road's open, so if it gets a lot of traffic, maybe that scares the bears away, but if he goes out of here, there's a lot of spots up, like a lot of timber up here that bears, I think, wouldn't even care if a car drove by. They just hide in there and come out and feed when they want to. So anyways, we're gonna sit down and actually get to glassing, and hopefully we'll find a bear. Look at the spots right under the cliff as soon as you get to the glassing knob. A lot of times, myself included, I'll just start looking at the farthest stuff away, but heck, there could be a bear right below us.
I wonder if they're gonna go at it. Bear.
Man, one day I forget my phone case.
We got us a bear up there, and Jace forgot his phone case.
My all-in phone case is in the truck. Doesn't do us much good, huh?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can just like kind of work his way down here, you know.
Come on closer. Looks
We
like a
can go-
solo
we can go
bear.
Kill him.
So, it didn't take us long to set up our shade tarp and get nice and comfy before Michael spotted the first bear of the trip. So, as of now, it looks like a solo bear. Haven't seen any cubs yet, so that's a good sign. He's pretty much the farthest spot away from where we're at, which for the bear to be into shooting range, you'd need to drop a couple 100 feet in elevation and we could shoot from here, but otherwise the bear's out of range. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna sit here and watch. Right now it hasn't fed over the top of the ridge. Right now it's feeding through the timber going left. So we're just gonna kind of watch it. If it works its way far enough to the left, that's where these two ridges kind of collide. So if it goes far enough left, it might be worth walking out that ridge and seeing if we can get in close. If we confirm that it has no cubs and it gets closer, I think I'd be interested in trying to put a stock on it and trying to shoot it, but we'll see. We've got to see it come out again because it just went behind some trees. So we'll keep you posted. But that's a good sign. Even with the truck rolling around down here, the bear still showed up. How far is it?
800.
800. What I think is, so we got a chance to watch that bear for a while now. He ended up, I say he, and I think the more we got to watch him, I was getting a little more leaning towards, I think it's a boar. from when I saw, the face looked kind of short and stubby. Typically a sow's face would be more long. Yeah, so, and it's weird. Bears are so weird because one angle he turned like quartering away and was feeding, quartering away. And from that angle, it looked like the bear just had these super broad shoulders and super girthy neck. And it looked like a really big bear, but then like, it's just like, sometimes they turn, like when they turn, they just totally change. So we got to watch it go through a real big open patch. Fed through there pretty slowly. No cubs ever showed up. I mean, I'd say we've done our due diligence looking for cubs because we've watched this bear for probably close to 25 minutes now, and it's covered a lot of ground without a cub running along or popping out anywhere. So it just went into this biggest patch of timber now, and if it pops out on this next open patch, then we might want to start thinking about packing some stuff up and moving our way down this ridge, because that's going to hopefully put us into a closer shooting distance. If it pops out and keeps working its way that way, we might be able to be in a position for a shot. But we might have to wait a little while, be patient, because of the patch of timber it went into is kind of big. So it could take some time before it shows back up. But pretty cool. We are now officially into the last hour of daylight. No sign of the bear or any other animals for that matter. I'm really surprised that we haven't even seen the bear just come out like on the outskirts of that timber briefly and like come back in to the timber. It's been radio silent out there. So can only hope that something shows up. So I've been looking at some spots, because if this bear or we don't see a bear the rest of this evening, we're going to go check something else out tomorrow. So I kind of have a few ideas in the back of my playbook. So but hopefully we don't have to go to resource to any of those, because we shoot a bear this evening, but it's coming down to the wire. We're going to throw the packs on and start working our way back to the camp, to the truck. It's not very far from here, but it's rather than going the longer hike we took to get in, we're just going to try to bail off this pretty dang steep ridge. So we're going to use these last few minutes of light to hopefully see our way down there. I'd say fairly successful trip so far. Obviously, I've said this before, we haven't been here before, and due to like film permit restrictions and commercial filming permits, we don't have a ton of area to work with. So we're trying to make this area that we are hunting work for us. And so we spent the last day figuring out the road system, and now we kind of have an idea of these different drainages that we can hunt. And so I think after today's sit, we're definitely able to check this one off. We did see the one bear, but it was just that one single bear we've seen all day sitting here. So we're going to move on to another drainage later tomorrow and see where that takes us. So thanks for tagging along. We'll catch you guys in the next episode.